of you before you start talking. You tell us who Lebo is, where does she come from, where she is now, and then tell us about or talk about the topic of where are you going. Well, you don't specifically need to tell us where Lebu is going, but whatever that comes to your mind or in your heart. Thank you very much. Over to you, Lebu.
Thank you so much, Ntabi. First and foremost, I want to thank you for this invitation. Really, for me, it was an honor because I think already when you know, inspiring the next generation is something I'm very passionate about. So, just by way of intro, my name is Lebo Mapumolo. I like to call myself simply Malebza because I consider myself quite simple. By profession, I'm an electrical engineer. I work at Eskom. I am currently the corporate specialist for power lines. And then by way of my journey, meaning to say where did I want to go when I finished university, I will probably cover that as examples in my speech. So then let me just start by saying Ntavi's intro was so beautiful and I felt like she had read what I had prepared, so it just shows that great minds think alike. So the first portion of today's talk is where am I going? Really, before I even get into my talk, I want to just encapsulate this by saying where I'm going literally speaks to your dreams. It speaks to a vision. It speaks to aspirations you have, right? So I know Ntabi briefed me that most of the audience today will be youth. So a tip I want to give you guys is when you have a dream, get into the habit of writing it down and putting a date. Once you have put a date to your dream, it becomes a goal, right? Now, when you have a goal, you need to clearly define how are you going to achieve this goal. So when you break down your goal into steps, what happens there? You are literally transforming your goal into a plan. How beautiful is that? Now, when you put action into the plan, what happens there? Your plan leads you to achieving the vision, the dream, so it becomes your reality. One thing I really want to so today, one of my goals is just to share my experiences. And the first red flag I want to just share right now is that the sad reality is that a lot of youth is not aware that an average someone or someone who's even below average, who's got a solid plan, will beat a genius who doesn't have a plan at any time. So guys, it is very crucial for you to have a plan when you are talking about going forward. Then I want to stop and look at this word goal. I have this philosophy where I believe that a word really encapsulates something in there. Obviously, the G in goals stands for goal. And what is a goal? A goal is a desire. We all want a six-pack. We all want to pass our university, whatever. So a goal is a desired result. It's something that you want. What I want to guide you to do is the goal must be measurable and the goal must have a time. In other words, you will be able to keep yourself accountable if that goal has a date. Now let's look at the O. The O stands for optimistic. When you are on a journey, whether it is a trail that lasts for 2 days or whatever, when you are on a journey, you have to stay optimistic. So a positive mind. Remember, a lot of people quit on their journey because of failure. Guys, do not do this. Fail stands for first attempt in learning. You will see that the people that have invested or invented the best thing in the world, they tried many times before they arrived to that solution. So you must never let failure demotivate you. What you are supposed to be doing with failure is you are supposed to learn the lesson and then going forward you become better. Then we look at the letter A. A is for action. Guys, I know this is something we are all guilty of. We like wishing. Yo, I wish I was Mom Kize. Yo, she's got so much money. She's got all the... Unfortunately, wishing is not enough, guys. We need to put action to our goals. Now, one of the beauties about today's world, which is basically if you see 4IR, you will see that things like Google and YouTube have literally become a university. So what I want to urge you to do is to learn to research. The sooner you know how to research, the quicker you are going to progress. Because when you research, you are finding out what is the best way to get to this point? How quickly can you do it? Remember, the trick is to work smart. So that is action. So please, guys, learn to research as quickly as possible and never sit there and wonder about things, because Google and YouTube are there for you. Then L in goals stands for loyal. Yes, guys, we have to be loyal to our goals. So in other words, what I want you guys to do is I want you to be stubborn with your goals and flexible with how you get there. And obviously, normally when you give people tips, it is good to give an example. Look at what COVID has done. A lot of businesses that relied on face-to-face interaction really saw a hard time. So they had to stop and be flexible about how do they continue making profit under these circumstances of COVID. So my thing to you is you have to be stubborn about where you are going, but flexible on how you get there. Because changes in the world are going to probably distract the original plan that you had. A good example I can make is this. You are leaving your house, you are going to a particular location that you haven't been to before. What normally happens, if it's like cloudy, you will see that you take a wrong turn. But guys, when you are lost, do you go back to your house and refollow the GPS? Or do you try and find your way from the point where you get lost? Do you see my point? So you have to be flexible about how you are getting there, because as you move, there will be changes that need you to maneuver and be adaptable. So this word adaptability is very important for you guys. Now, when we talk about where am I going, it is very clear to say, Guti, it is the journey to success. All of us want to be successful, right? We want to be able to afford ourselves a holiday, take our children out, buy yourself a nice car, buy yourself a nice house. So then we are basically talking about the journey to success. Firstly, I want to say, the sooner we understand that success is a journey and not a destination, the better. Because everybody has their own pace and this thing is your own race. Now, I want to share the 5 things that I personally feel that they are key to anybody achieving success. Remember, when you are going somewhere, it is a place that you do not know. So in other words, it is new. I want you to know that there's going to be an element of hard work. Hard work. Nobody's going to do the work for you. Ntabi can host many events, share the good secrets, but if you don't go back and implement these secrets, it's not going to work. So I want you guys to understand that hard work is core to chasing some goal or some dream. Then, along with hard work is obviously struggling. Anything that you do that is new, you need to learn, isn't it? So you are going to struggle. Guys, just understand that hard work comes hand in hand with struggle. We all know that saying that says easy come, easy goes. So don't fall for that trap of wanting things to come easy. Then the third component of really the key to success is patience. Any solid foundation that is built needs you to be patient. You know that saying that says good things come to those who wait. It is really, really a real thing when you are talking about a journey to success. You need to be patient, because if you are not patient, something that comes easily to you, you are easily going to lose it. So always check yourself. If something feels like it's coming too easy, be concerned, because then it means the foundation is not solid. Then the mother of all success is obviously perseverance. If you don't have perseverance, I must tell you now, you are going to quit as soon as you start. So perseverance really says you are going to encounter difficulties, you are going to encounter challenges, you are going to fail now and then. But you have to keep going. You do not give up on your dreams, on your goals. You never quit. You just keep going. Then the last point that really is a warning that a lot of people don't understand. When you are on a journey to discover something or to attain something, one of the key things that you need to internalize is sacrifice. There are going to be things that you will need to sacrifice. Sacrifice then brings me to the second leg of this talk. The second leg says, What are you willing to sacrifice? What is the price that you are willing to pay to get to where you want to go? And then I want to address this one concerning thing that is really badly affecting our youth and the generation that is behind mine. Instant gratification. You know, this content that we digest on Instagram, it makes us feel like there is a shortcut to attaining success. Guys, I want to warn you by saying there is no shortcut to attaining success. So please forget, there's only instant noodles. There's no instant gratification. So if you do something, you don't want results as soon as tomorrow. You have to be patient. Then we learn to focus. This word focus, a lot of people don't understand that. Where you focus is where the energy flows. And then as part of focus, I want to just share the 80-20 rule. What the 80-20 rule says is 20% of the things you do are the ones that get you closer to your goals. So I want you guys to adopt or really build a habit where you write down things that you need to do. Remember, we spoke about a plan. You write things that you need to do and you list them according to priority. Which is the most burning one? You list them according to priority. And then you start by doing the top 20%. You will see how quickly you attain your goals. Because unfortunately, 80% of things that we are consumed with do not get us closer to our goals. Really, social matters, making your friends happy, a boyfriend happy, going to a party is really not important when you are still building your solid foundation. Then one key that you need to do when you are on sacrifice is forget about pride and ego. A lot of people lose out on optimizing themselves because they are scared to ask. Asking is a very important tool. I want to urge you to learn to ask. There's no stupid or clever question. It is just clarity. Please learn to ask. Then the last one that so the second last thing that I want to share is comfort zones. A lot of people get so attached to their comfort zones that one trick or one powerful step can come up in your journey and you reject it because of comfort zone. A good example is me. I used to study at Vets, then I got awarded a scholarship to go study in Malaysia. At this point, obviously, I was worried about change. You know, this is my comfort. My friends are here, families here, support structures. But that scholarship was offloading my parents of financial burden, of even worrying if I get retrenched, how am I going to pay fees? So I want you guys to understand that a journey comes with sometimes moving outside of your comfort zone. A lot of people get stuck because they do not want to part with their comfort zone. And then lastly, I want to tell you these news that a lot of people don't internalize and are aware of is when you are on a journey to success, it is you versus you. Nobody owes you anything, guys. If you have parents that continuously motivate you, you are so fortunate. But in this world, nobody owes you anything. So I urge you to find out how can you be self-driven? How can you be self-motivated? Because you are the petrol. And then one trick that a lot of people falls for, I think that's why we've got a lot of people that are stressed, a lot of people that are depressed. This trick is comparing yourself. This trap is comparing yourself with other people. Do not do it. Comparing yourself with other people is actually an insult to yourself. Please, guys, don't compare yourself with other people. We all have a different journey and we are moving at our own pace, ne? Now we've spoken about where are we going and we've spoken about what are we willing to sacrifice to get there. One of the core things that we also need to talk about is consistency. How do you ensure that you are consistent in this journey? In other words, you don't get tired, you know? You are constantly focusing on that goal and whatever. And one thing that I found very useful is a grateful heart. We need to learn to celebrate the little wins because these little wins are what gets us close to the bigger dream. So you will see that when you celebrate every little achievement, it is positive energy and it gives you energy to chase the next step. So gradual progress is really what we should be focusing on, not just looking at the bigger picture. It's the same as that saying that says the best way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. Gradual progress. What you do is you focus on the necessary, Then you focus on the possible, and then in no time, you find yourself having achieved the impossible. Really, guys, it does happen. Then one thing that I want to just really advise all of us on is focusing on the present. And I know all of us fail because present, we are driven by fear, and this fear comes from our memory or an imagination. Memory is something that happened in the past that makes you fear, what if this happens? And you compare yourself with someone, you say this and this happened to whoever, what if it happens to me? What we are supposed to do with the past is learn the lesson and improve ourselves going forward. When it comes to imagination, we are talking about the future. In other words, you want to jump today and go to the future. Don't do that because you worry about things that might never happen. Guys, so we need to stay in the present. A good analogy for this is a stairway. Don't look at the top and say, I need to go to the top of this stairway. Look at the step in front of you and climb each step at a time. Before you know it, you will be at the top, right? Then, I want to close by now saying that, life is difficult, guys. Life is a difficult exam. And the reason why a lot of people are actually failing this exam is because they want to copy others. You cannot copy someone because their papers are different. So if you can just internalize that, you are going to be fine. So when you look at other people's progress, you are supposed to draw inspiration. You don't compare yourself and say, hey, I'm failing, look at whoever. Don't do that. Then in closing, because I've jumped my 15 minutes, is one of the core things that really, really is a distractor when we are on the journey to success is the word no. When people are asking for help and they get a no, they get demotivated. What I want you to internalize today is that no stands for next opportunity. So you don't stop just because someone said no. You keep knocking on these doors. And the door that is meant for you is going to open. And when that door opens, it's going to be more powerful than the door that you were crying over. As we all know, God's plan is more beautiful than our heart desires. I leave you with that. Thank you so much, Ntabi.